Is the T app making dating worse? Let's talk about it. The T app is the latest viral platform allowing women to review their exes and bad dates. But is this helping or hurting modern dating culture? Bridgette Unfiltered is going to break it all down. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Bridgette Unfiltered, the podcast where me, your host, Bridgette B, comes in with some truths and some perspectives and point of views to hopefully create a bigger and wider conversation. And today, oh boy, today, we're going to sip some piping hot tea, but not the kind that's going to help your nervous system. You know, not some good chamomile tea, which I love, with a little bit of ginger. It's just delicious. But no. We're talking about the new tea app. Ladies and gentlemen, now listen, y'all know I love my girls. I'm pro calling out trash behavior, and I've had my fair share of, let's call them, learning experiences in the dating world. Between the dating world, men coming across at the expos, AVN, strip club, you name it. But I've also been asked about this so many times in my DMs that I figured, let's just do a full Dear Bridgette episode. So that's what you're getting today. Today's question is, Dear Bridgette, have you heard about the T app? Do you think it's a good way for women to protect each other from bad men in dating? Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. The question that was asked is basically just taking bits from all the questions. I would say at least 50, maybe 55, 60. I wasn't counting. It was about under 100. But just sorting through this week, and we had a completely different episode set up for you, but we all looked at each other and we're like, we need to dive into this one and let's just get into it. What is a T app? And for fuck's sake, why is it trending? So if you haven't heard yet, the T app is this new invite-only platform and launched in 2024. The premise, women can leave anonymous reviews about men they've dated. Basically a Yelp for men, but for real life dating experiences. You search a guy's name, and if someone added him to the database, you might find a review. Think ghosted after 3 months, or he's really nice but emotionally unavailable, or girls, he took me out to dinner and made me pay half. I know this one's gonna ruffle some feathers. Made me pay for half the dinner on our first date, or whatever it could be. It was originally designed as a safety tool, especially for online dating. But let's be honest. Let's be real. It's going viral for the gossip, not the safeness of it. The safetiness or the safety net of it. It's going viral for the gossip. It's like, I think there was an app called Rate My Professor in college. So imagine the chaos that is ensuing as we speak. And if you're on social media, TikTok especially, you've seen it, which is why we wanted to bring this to light this week right away. The app was co-founded by a group of female entrepreneurs who cited a, quote, need for transparency in modern dating culture. They claim it helps women avoid narcissists, liars, or worse. Now here's where your girl Bridgette gets unfiltered. I totally understand the intent behind the app. I do. I respect it. But just because something feels empowering just doesn't mean it's going to be productive in the long term. Let me hit you with a couple of facts that for me raises some serious red flags. Fact number one, According to PEW research, I want to say Pew, but I might be completely misspoken here. In 2023, more than 60% of single men under 35 reported struggling with anxiety around dating, with many citing fear of being judged online or canceled as a top stressor. Let that sink in. We've definitely created a culture where people are already afraid to date. And now we're asking them to potentially end up on a public shame app. To me, don't come for me, ladies, but to me, this doesn't protect women. It just makes intimacy feel like a trap. And it's already bad enough. And fact number 2, in a Psychology Today study in 2022, women rated emotional safety and authentic connection as the top 2 factors for long-term relationships. But here's the kicker, guys. Emotional safety is built in private, not with the threat of public review looming over it. You know what I mean? Imagine how these older, I say older as in celebrities from the past, when the paparazzi were all over them, like, guess who's dating who and who? We all know it was for PR stunt. Now we do. But when we thought it was real, oh my gosh, we were shocked if anyone made it past 10 days because there was just so much scrutiny over it. And now the average Joe who isn't a celebrity is getting it. How do we expect men or anyone to be vulnerable, honest, or and perfect if they're worried that one awkward date could potentially make them go viral? It feels less like safety, ladies and gentlemen, and more like surveillance. One of the things that I definitely stand on, and a hill that I will die on, is that not only was COVID era just awful for the general public in terms of health and work and just daily survival to put food on your table, but it also created a social structure that we have yet to be able to kind of break through. I truly believe that society creates its own demise, as it's very much evident in history. Division, lack of empathy, lack of knowledge. We create our own problems. COVID came through and we all pretty much fuck if we know how to have any social skills anymore. The ones who do are breaking through, and here we are with our own podcast. But for others who just can't quite break through that wall because it's just in their nature, COVID or not, they were always going to be introverts. COVID or not, they were always going to be not quite the guy. You know, they were never going to be that guy. And now it's made it even worse. And with COVID creating this structure in the dating modern world where we are basically one big gym. We are one big 1980s prom where half the boys are in one side and the girls are on the other, and no one's dancing in the middle. And the problem was created by us, by, in fact, women making it impossible for men to even want to come near us, because the feminists of the era, and I say feminist because I tend to think women that are of the mind like me, that are more of the feminine era, more of the feminine state, enjoy a respectable catcall. You want to tell me I look good? Thank you. I appreciate it. I welcome it when it's not aggressive. But the feminists are the mindset, no, don't look at me. Don't even open my door. I'm going to pay for my meal. And then they wonder why they can't find good men. After 2020, dating structure, feminists really were trying to just cram it down our throats. Fuck men. Don't look at us. The Me Too movement went into high gear. It made the women who really were going through it not be believed, because then we had Amber Heard. And I'm literally thinking of it as I'm sitting here with you right now, that the problem that was created by us as a society is now being given to you as oh, here's an app. Let's solve the problem. Well, if we wouldn't have made it so damn hard, we wouldn't need an app. So if the T app was created to be more of a safety tool, and now it's become this chaotic, viral app that I'm sure is putting a lot of money in the pockets of people, while not really having the knowledge of what could be a detriment of it in 5 years, in 10 years, or in a year from now. It's something so new, right, that we don't have something to compare it to. So here's my take. What's a better alternative? Well, want to stay safe? Want to empower women? Want to weed out the red flag? Let's just not torch the entire dating pool. Let's focus on solutions that create accountability, right? Not shame. So what would work better? For me, off the top of my head, a consent-based system. Kind of something like Airbnb or Uber, where both parties mutually agree to leave feedback. Something else that would be good, someone mentioned on a TikTok, I have no reference to them, so forgive me, but a community-focused dating forum where people can share experiences educationally, not emotionally reactive. They said Reddit meets empathy. And I thought that was brilliant. Because what's feeling like to me is that this is very emotionally derived instead of it being educational. I think another, and as in general, as a whole, a best option would be to just teach both of us, men and women, how to fucking communicate. Boundaries, healthy detachment, of where we can both learn how to communicate with each other, because there is so much power in becoming the kind of woman who can spot a red flag and simply walk away without needing to leave just a dog shit of an ad about him. I need to work on that one myself. If someone takes my ideas, it's fine. You don't even have to tell people it's mine. I think of the options and the alternatives. I would, to make this a sound and educational, like I mentioned earlier, instead of emotionally reactive viral moments, something where both parties can discuss on each other, I think would be more appropriate instead of, the big dog shit on a guy. I get shit on all the time. I have a thick skin though. I could care less. And that's part of what's made me successful, not only in my everyday life personally, but also work. You can't be on a public forum. You can't be on a content creating journey and not expect, not only get shit on, but not everyone's going to like you. And that's also the case in dating. Dating is supposed to be a chance for you to get to know each other and see the red flags. And then you go on to move in with each other and take it on to the next step. But the dating and the courting is where you find out these red flags. So what could be a red flag for Jennifer in Wisconsin Might not be a red flag for me because our experiences are so different. And I can guarantee that the experiences that I go through personally with men is not what the average female has to go through, because the average female doesn't have the baggage that I have, doesn't have the emotional detachment that I've had to have in order to do the work that I used to do previously, and how men can't comprehend how I can still be so feminine and loving when I used to be pretty much behave like a dude on set in order for me to work. Because why didn't I fall in love with everyone? Right? And I've discussed that in previous episodes. Take a look, take a listen, and binge on that. But moving forward here with real life situations such as the T app, it becomes more and more evident that the bottom line of so much hardships that we're having with dating is that us females have been fed a fairy tale. The goal of so many is the white picket fence. Yet, the goal for so many others is just to be a corporate girl. And the goal for so many others is to be a mom. And the goal for so many others is to not be a mom. We are basing these quote unquote red flags on this T app on the basis that we all want the same thing. So you shitting on one guy is probably perfect for me. The work put into the app, I'm sure, was extensive. I'm not privy to the focus groups that they had, and really hoping that they took into account what could be at the end. And dare I say, I don't think they give a fuck. I don't think they give a fuck as to how men feel about it, because this is a, girls app. With that being said, this is going to be a very interesting movement. I'm not going to get on the app. I personally is not something that I feel is necessary for what I'm going through dating wise. I for sure think that we should give men a little bit more grace. Can't believe that's coming from me. To answer the Dear Bridgette question, no, I don't think the T app is a good idea. Not because women shouldn't speak up. It's not because of that. But it's because there's just a difference. There's a difference between healing and humiliating. And fellas, if you're listening, we see you. And I want this to be a space that includes your perspective too. I'm here for ladies and gentlemen. That's the point of Bridgette Unfiltered. I want it to be a space where both men and women feel seen, called in, and entertained, all while we try to figure out this fucking jungle together. I'm going through a journey, and I'm sure most of my listeners going through their own journey. So if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a 5-star review, subscribe, and share it with your group, the toxic ones and the ones that are healing. You know the vibes. I have more to say, and I'm going to put it on the blog, which you can 100% subscribe to at bridgetteunfiltered.com. And I will catch you next week. This was not on the agenda, but I needed to give a little bit of my perspective on it. Can't wait to hear yours. Keep your tea hot, guys, but keep your standards higher.